Who said you can't grow grapes in the UK? I just planted my very first grapevine. This is a Lakemont variety, and it will produce amazing green bunches of luscious grapes. Apparently, they're table grapes. They should be nice and sweet, or you can either eat them fresh or freeze them or dry them. You can also use the vine leaves to make stuffed vine leaves. So I'm really looking forward to trying a few recipes with that. Um, and also, the reason why I decided to grow grapes is I find the supermarket grapes are way too sweet. They are actually bred to be super sweet, and the sugar content in those is way too high. It actually spikes my blood sugar way too quickly. So I was reading that if you grow grapes yourself, there will be nowhere near amount of sugar in them. So I'm really looking forward to trying them and actually testing that theory myself as well. Now, how do you plant the grapevine? So I dug a big hole, about 60 by 60, so size of quite a big plant pot, and I filled it with John Innes number 3 compost for mature plants. The reason for that was grapevines don't like very organic compost or sort of organic rich compost. So that number 3, it's not super rich in organic matter. Now, oh, there's a ladybird. There's lots of ladybirds. You can go here, little ladybird. And also, I was reading about growing grapevines or grapes, and I found that actually the roots system is absolutely fascinating. The tap root, the main root, can go up to 5 meters deep in search of water, and the actual side roots, the little finer roots, they will go almost 3 meters to the sides. They are not very deep. They will be about 30 to 60 centimeters in the ground, sort of all the way here. And that's how the vine looks for water and nutrients, using those fine roots that kind of go around here. Now you'll notice that I planted it quite close to the house. It's about 15 centimeters away from the house itself. And you might think that's quite close, but I think it'll be okay because I want the plants to be nice and close to the house and go along the drain pipe to the top. And the roots will find their way around here, kind of going sideways along the house. So I think they'll be fine. Also, when planting the plant, make sure that your graft is above the soil. If you plant it with the graft bit under the soil, it will rot and your plant will die. So this is the rootstock, this bit here, and then from here up is the actual Lakemont variety. So it's grafted on a different rootstock. I don't actually know what that rootstock is, but the idea is that it will help to for the plant to be more resistant to pests and diseases. That's the idea of grafting, basically, to try and produce a good, solid rootstock, so that the plant itself can actually grow nice and strong. Now, the idea is that this part of the plant is already really tall, but I want to grow it all the way to the top. Um, and I want to grow my grapes on the balcony. So I planted it in the ground so that I don't have to worry about. I didn't want to plant it in a pot because then the roots have nowhere to go, and also it's harder to look after a plant that's in a pot because you have to feed it constantly with food, as well as sort of worry about the root system. Whereas this way, the plant is in the ground, but I will get grapes on my balcony. So I am not going to cut this part until it reaches the top. So it's about halfway at the moment. This part will become the main stem, main trunk of the vine, and over time it will sort of become wider and more woody. And then I will cut it at the top. If I don't want to cut it here because if I did that, the plant just beneath the cut will produce two side shoots. And I don't want that. I want it to go all the way to the top and then start to create the side shoots. Your side shoots will then become your fruiting branches. This is where your grapes are going to be. So I will leave it until it grows all the way to the top, cut it where in the suitable location, and then I'll go around the front of the balcony with the grapes, or that's where the grapes are going to be. But that is a long way to go because in the first couple of years you just leave the plant to grow first and not produce any fruit. So if you see any fruit, pinch them for the first couple of years. Because you want the plant to really kind of establish itself first rather than spend all the energy growing fruit. In the second year, maybe you can allow one bunch of grapes, and then after that, issue should be okay. That is a really exciting endeavor. Also, subscribe if you haven't done that yet, because I will do some more videos about how to look after your grapevine. And also, I want to do a video on connecting it to my watering system because I always forget to water my plants. And also, watering takes an awful lot of time. So I've invested in a watering system, and it's just amazing because all the watering is done just automatically on schedule. So I'll be doing a video on that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.